Trading Journal, Episode 6, from $900 to $1,900. We are still using account number 6390, and here is the summary of all trades on June 19th. Luckily, all of them are green and none of them are red. I will guide you in detail so you can achieve profits like this as well. And first of all, this video revisits the topic of super support and resistance. Because this indicator is programmed based on the algorithmic logic of super support and resistance, you may find it easier this time to discover how those zones are identified. It depends on how much you study, research, and observe the indicator. Looking at the chart, we can see that the previous downtrend has ended and a new uptrend has formed. We can also see a green buy signal right at the trend line. After that, price bounced and continued to rise. Therefore, we should no longer focus on the sell signals of the secondary indicator, but instead focus more on its buy signals. Specifically, like in this example. The main indicator is still the one with the label TradingView. The secondary indicator only shows buy or sell signals. When trading, you should use the secondary indicator in alignment with the main signal. For example, like this. On the current chart, the main signal is buy. So we wait for a nice buy signal from the secondary indicator before entering and avoid sell trades for better safety. The main sell signal has appeared. We will consider looking for more sell entries. Do you see that? Since the main signal is sell, we should ignore any buy signal from the secondary indicator. The market is still going down. A secondary sell signal has appeared on this candle. This really makes you question life, doesn't it? After such a strong and sudden bullish or bearish candle, it is difficult to predict the next direction. We can see that the secondary sell signal closed higher than the main sell signal, which is not good at all. When both conditions are not good, it is better to skip the trade. Luckily, we were cautious, otherwise we would have been caught by that wick sweep. You can consider entering a sell trade here. It is quite reasonable because price is still inside resistance and has not broken up, then drops strongly as indicated, so we can aim for about 1.5R, close to support, but 2R would be too risky. Personally, I missed this trade. I probably was not fully focused at that moment. Price is reacting to the trend line, so it may rise from here. Do you see it? Although price respected the rising trend line and bounced up, a secondary sell signal appeared at this level. When I saw that, I immediately drew a descending trend line to see if it supported sellers, and I found one that connected 3 points before. Interestingly, this location is a temporary super support resistance zone. The closing price of the secondary sell signal is also lower than the main sell signal. There are too many confluences here. I immediately enter a sell trade. At first, I planned a tighter stop loss, but to avoid misunderstanding about super support and resistance, I set the stop loss at 1R. Now let's wait and see the result. This indicator contains algorithmic logic to identify super support and resistance zones, but it is not always perfectly correct. It can still be wrong, but it is still worth trusting, right? Price has reached the end of the candle pattern, so it is very likely to break upward or downward. In this case, we do not yet know whether it will break down, but it is respecting the indicator, since the indicator is prioritizing sell. I will enter a sell trade here. Although this support zone is protecting price well, this is my own indicator, so I understand it and trust it. Besides, if the candle pattern breaks downward, the drop will be strong. As always, when the indicator shows a buy signal, especially a main buy signal, it indicates a market reversal, and we should prioritize buy trades. So you must draw and find support, resistance, or an uptrend line right at the signal location. Here I found a support zone like this. Following proper trading rules, we wait for price to close above this support zone before entering a buy trade. It closed above, so I buy immediately. Let's aim for 2R together. As soon as take profit was hit, A secondary sell signal appeared right at resistance. So whose base is this area? Strong or weak? Do you still remember the lesson? Okay, we now see a secondary buy signal appearing inside the same support zone as the main buy signal on the left. Have you noticed something? Why does the indicator identify them in the same way? Simply because it has identified this as a super zone, which is the super support resistance zone I mentioned. I will not explain how super support and resistance are calculated, but if you use the indicator and study it for a while, you will understand it. So you can enter a trade right here, or wait for a breakout above support for more safety. I enter a buy trade immediately, and the take profit level there is perfectly fine. I am suspicious about the confluence between the upper resistance and the descending trend line. I keep mentioning these zones again and again. They are quite reliable, right? If we are careless, it could continue to drop. All right. A secondary sell signal appears, increasing the probability of a drop to the super support zone below. Because this secondary signal is not aligned with the main buy signal, I will wait for a clearer break below resistance. Let's enter a sell trade. As expected, let's sell, because respecting the confluence of resistance and the descending trend line has a very high probability. Wow, sideways accumulation above support is interesting. As taught in the previous video, when a main buy signal at support is broken, sellers are very strong. This candle shows how easily support was broken. I support the sellers. We cannot reach take profit anymore. Another main buy signal appears, and whenever it does, I draw and look for support zones or an uptrend line, and I identify this as an unfilled gap zone. Previously, when price dropped into this gap, a buy signal appeared and price bounced, so I must close my sell trade. This case is no exception. It is not by chance that the indicator appears inside this gap. I buy immediately. At worst, it will just be a stop loss. We are still in profit anyway. Don't be afraid and let emotions affect you. You will probably encounter this knowledge again and again. When support is broken easily, it becomes strong resistance for sellers. Look carefully. That green candle swept above, but chose to close inside resistance. The next red candle completely engulfed the green candle and closed below resistance. When resistance and the seller's base are clearly formed, we must respect our own money. Support the sellers and take 2R first, then we can buy later, right? A main sell signal has appeared. The indicator also recognizes strong selling pressure. If you like, you can add another sell trade here. By understanding the market through each candle, and with the help of this indicator, we can clearly see strong selling pressure before the sharp move, right? Doesn't this help increase your chances of making profit and reduce losses? And of course, it is not by chance that my trades today are all green and profitable. I have already guided you very clearly and practically. Many trades within 4 to 5 continuous hours. If you still don't believe it, I honestly don't know what else to say. Let others believe then. All right, let's make profits together in this market.